I sat there, I did what it told me to do, when to do it, and all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, look at all this money.
Look, I made good money before, but this, are you freaking kidding me? This is like the difference between throwing a bullet and shooting one.
And I showed her how much I made, and she started screaming, "Do it again, do it again." I know it sounds funny, but it's legit.
You can jump on this today, right now, and get serious real fast about changing your life forever.
$2 million is a lot of money, right? I mean, that's what the average person with a master's degree earns over their lifetime. Just over $2 million bucks. You know what? Hell, that's just a so-so year for me. I've got more than that sitting in my checking account right now. And I'm a high school dropout. Those people you just heard? I don't know about their education, but I know they're well on their way to making a lot more than $2 million. And when you try my 7-figure secret for free, you will be well on your way to making more money than you ever dreamt was possible. Hi, I'm Dave Carlton, and I'm going to let you in on something today that most people don't have a clue about. It's a secret, a 7-figure secret that's taken me from unemployment, driving an old, barely running piece of junk, and living with my in-laws, to making and having and spending some serious money. The secret behind my big turnaround? Well, I'm going to share it with you in just a couple of minutes. And believe it or not, I stumbled into this by accident. Now, I know this sounds pretty crazy, but even though I was a dropout, I've always been kind of a math whiz my whole life. I don't know why, just wired that way, I guess. Always been able to crunch numbers. I just was never that good at knowing what to do with them. Well, I figured it out. And my way with numbers and a buddy's coding skills? Well, we've come up with a program that changed our lives, just like it can do for you too. Listen, as crazy as it sounds, here's my personal promise to you. If you'll commit just a few minutes of your time to watch the rest of this video, I promise that I'm gonna prove to you, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that my 7-figure secret can make you more money than you ever dreamed was possible. Starting today, right now, no matter your age, your education, your computer skills, your experience, your background. You can start today without a lot of money, without learning a bunch of complicated software, without expensive computer hardware, and without spending hours and hours. You can be on your way to the life you've always imagined was possible, but never knew how to get there. Until now, with the 7-figure secret. Here's another thing I can promise you. Everything you need to make a 7-figure income, everything you need to know, is going to be right here in this video, and it's 100% totally, completely free. Now, of course, you can click out of this video and go back to whatever it was that you were doing. What, the newest cat videos on YouTube? Level 12 of Grand Theft Auto? Keeping up with the Kardashians? You bet you can go back and kill an hour or two with mindless crap. So you don't have to think about the punk you work for, at the job you hate, that pays you squat, that you're worried about losing. Sure, you can keep going just like you have been. How's that working out for you so far? Listen, when you go from barely scraping by, living paycheck to paycheck, or even unemployment check to unemployment check, when you go from there to having more money than you can even spend, almost overnight, your life changes, big time, and it's friggin' awesome. Jason Cowell from Tempe can tell you. He tried everything, all the multi-level marketing schemes, blogging, websites. He'd spend money on every new guru gimmick that came along, and hadn't gotten anything out of them but disappointed. Well, I'll let Jason tell you.
So, of course, I was skeptical at first, but I figured I've got nothing to lose, so I'll give it a try. First, I installed the software, and that was super easy. And then I just followed the directions, which was a no-brainer. I sat there, I did what it told me to do, when to do it, and all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, look at all this money. The money just kept coming in within minutes. It's still coming in, so it's great for the bank account, and my wife is loving it.
Nate Youngquist worked at a print shop outside of Cleveland until it closed down last year. He says that all he could do on the computer was check the football scores, no surprise that he's a Browns fan, and read his email. It didn't take long for him to figure this out though.
Look, guys, I don't know anything about all this, and I don't really have to know, to be honest with you guys. The only thing I needed to do in this circumstance was follow the instructions and the steps that were included, and in just a couple of minutes into it, I remember telling my wife, honey, this is it, this is the one that's working, and I showed her how much I made, and she started screaming, do it again, do it again. I know it sounds funny, but it's legit.
When this timer at the bottom hits 0, you'll learn for free what Jason and Nate are so stoked about. You'll find out how they're making more money than they ever imagined, how they can do it in minutes, and how you can get started in minutes by taking the first step in the ride of your life. Let me ask you a serious question. Have you ever had a lot of money in your bank account? Do you have any idea what it feels like? To not worry about how you're going to buy Christmas gifts this year? To not dread the next phone call or knock on the door? To not having sleepless nights stressing about hanging on to your house. To not stress about whether the car will get you to work tomorrow. To not worry about whether you'll even have a job tomorrow. Money like this in the bank. Not having all that worry and stress hanging over your head all the time. Well, it feels pretty damn good. You're gonna like it. A lot. That's what people just like you are discovering with the 7-figure secret. Just look at all these incredible numbers I've been doing. Check out the first day. You can see this just keeps on going. And it all starts to add up to bank balances like this. Not bad for a dropout, huh? Look, I'm not showing you how much I'm making just to brag. Okay, maybe just a little. I really just want you to know how fortunate, how lucky, how truly blessed I am to be able to make life-changing money like this whenever I want. I'm really lucky to have a tool like this, software that lets me make money in just a couple of minutes. You'll be on your way to feeling exactly like this too. Maybe you've tried making money online before and it didn't work, and you're a little gun-shy about what I'm talking about, and I can't really blame you. But listen, this is different than anything else online. It's not selling. It's not writing. It's not coding. It's not gambling. It's not emailing. It's not MLM. It's not on Google or Facebook or Twitter. It's not like anything you've ever seen online before. You don't need to know anything about websites or SEO or shopping carts or graphic design or stocks or bonds or commodities or Forex or Kindle or Pinterest or HTML or anything having to do with internet marketing. Without any experience, without starting with a lot of money, without high-dollar computer hardware, without hard-to-use expensive software, without hours or days or weeks or months, without even a high school diploma. Heck, I can't write code. I'm not completely sure myself how this works. What I do know, though, is that like clockwork, almost automatically, every day people like you and me are making a killing with the 7-figure secret, and the results are nothing short of incredible. I told you a bit ago about living with the in-laws, and that wasn't even the worst of it. Rock bottom was probably when my car broke down on the way there. We'd both been without jobs for a couple of months. We'd already sold most of what we had just to eat. And when we got evicted from the apartment, well, we just threw what little we had left in the car and headed out. I figured we were headed for a new town, a fresh start. I mean, it couldn't get any worse, right? Wrong. A couple of hours north of Las Vegas, my old Taurus blew a radiator hose. That's Highway 95. Death Valley on one side and Area 51 on the other, in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of the night, $28.12 in my pocket, to my name, and my poor wife sitting next to me. My new beginning was off to a pretty crappy start. Eventually, we got to the in-laws' place, but that's another story. Have you ever felt like there was no way out of the hole you were in? Like you were going to be broke and in debt for your whole life? When the highlight of your week is when that unemployment check shows up in your account? Life sucked, and I hated it. I had to make a change. I had no idea how to do it, but I was determined to figure out how to make some friggin' money on the internet. I bought everything that popped into my inbox. I went to seminars, scoured the blogs and forums. I hoped and prayed and trusted every guru that came along. But, you know the rest of that story. The next big thing always turned out to be a miserable waste of time and money. Hell, if those guru snake oil salesmen actually sold you something that worked, you wouldn't have to buy the next big thing they'll be pushing in a day or two. I was looking for a real way to make money, a system that worked every time, something that would make me money whenever I needed. without spending a lot of money to do it. And without being glued to a computer day and night. That's exactly what I was looking for. And I'll bet that's exactly what you are after too. And I found it. Tony James has been around the block. Like a lot of us, he's tried it all on the internet when it comes to making money. And he's even had some success. But to make any serious money, he had to put in a lot of hours, but not anymore. Well, here, I'll let Tony tell you.
Look, I made good money before, but this, are you freaking kidding me? This is like the difference between throwing a bullet and shooting one. What I'm making with this blows my mind. It's simple, it's fast, and the amounts are huge. Let me be clear. Get this now.
Charisse Jack in Tampa has her master's degree, but can't get a job in her field because most of them have moved overseas, probably like Tony and me and maybe you. She struggled with making a living online for a long time too, and now she can't stop smiling.
Sure, you can do what I did and waste years and thousands of dollars on every new gimmick that pops into your email, hoping that this will be the one. Or you can jump on this today, right now, and get serious real fast about changing your life forever.
I love hearing from people like Charisse and Tony and Nate and Jason and the rest of them. Don't you love a good success story? And wouldn't it be even better if that success story was yours? This cutting-edge money-making technology, this free software can make that happen for you. But I can't push the button under the video for you. You've got to do it. Enter your name and email below, and you're just a few minutes away from taking the first real step in making your dream life a reality. You're literally just a couple of minutes away from money like this. What's on your wish list? What do you dream about having or doing someday? Having all those old bills behind you? Walking off that crappy job one last time? A bigger, nicer home? A place at the beach? Had your eye on that Lexus or that Benz? Or that Bugatti? A Mediterranean cruise for your parents? Soaking up some sun in Belize or Aruba with your kids? Trust me, I know. Dreams like that can feel really out of reach. When you're sitting there avoiding phone calls from bill collectors, afraid to check the mail or answer the door. When you're feeling lost and hopeless and feeling like you're living through rock bottom right now. Stranded on your own Highway 95 in the middle of the night. Dreams like that can seem really far-fetched and out of reach. Listen, your dreams, whatever they are only really out of reach when you quit reaching for them. Enter your name and email address below, and in just a couple of minutes, you'll see how this free software will get you started on your journey of a lifetime. Your dream journey. Your dream life. And remember, you don't need any experience, you don't need a lot of money, you don't need any education, you don't need to spend a lot of time. This is lightning fast and very easy, practically automatic. Let's get it in your hands right now. When you enter your name and email below, it'll take just a couple of minutes to download to your computer and you're on your way. Do not let this opportunity slip by. Sign up right now. There's literally nothing to lose. This software is completely free. Look, I'm making a lot of money. Tony, Jason, Charisse, Nate, and hundreds of others like them, they're making more money than they ever dreamed was possible. Money like this, it doesn't have to be just a dream. Sign up right now. Put your name and email in the box below, and I'll explain everything on the next page. Do it right now. Don't wait 1 minute longer. Type your name and email below, and I'll see you on the next page.